Fox 6 investigator Brian Polson joins us in studio with the fast-track legislation that caught public information advocates off guard.
Yeah, Bennett asked, this legislation dropped just before Christmas. It's already on the way to Governor Evers. In the world of Madison politics, that is lightning fast. If the governor signs the bill, public access to squad car and body camera video in Wisconsin could soon cost hundreds of dollars per request.
It'll be all right, bro. Don't do it.
Transparency.
I'm going to take him. I'm taking him. Todd, put it.
Comes with a price tag.
The public is already paying for these records.
And bill leader says paying once is enough.
For there to be an additional cost is troubling.
He's president of the Wisconsin Freedom of Information Council, which is sounding the alarm over legislation that drives up the cost of obtaining police video.
The news organizations in the state of Wisconsin, I think, have been broadsided by this.
It moved really quickly.
Alan Chavoya is with the Milwaukee Alliance Against Racist and Political Oppression.
We're taking steps backwards here instead of going forward.
The Alliance spent 2 years pushing for a Milwaukee police policy that speeds up the release of body camera video. This bill passed in 2 months.
It's information, it's public. Why is it that the police, now we have to pay them even more to have access to, footage?
State Senator Van Wanggaard co-sponsored the bill, which would allow police to charge for the time it takes to redact faces and other sensitive information at a rate equal to the lowest paid employee capable of making the redactions. In Milwaukee, the lowest paid police officer in the Open Records Division makes more than $40 an hour. So an incident that takes 10 hours to review and redact would cost more than $400 to request.
The consequences, there is limited transparency.
Chavoya worries that will discourage future requests.
It might discourage some, but I think it might also cause them to maybe reduce what they're asking for. So it's specifically what they need, not just, going on a fishing trip.
Well, the bill that passed this week prohibits police from charging redaction fees to those directly involved in an incident, and it allows requesters to avoid a fee if they request fewer than 10 videos per year, and if they certify in writing they will not use the video for financial gain. It's not yet clear if the financial gain provision would apply to news gathering.
Okay, it's got one more stop, the governor's desk. Yeah. Has the governor said if he's going to sign this?
I asked the governor's staff about this last week, and they said they were still waiting to get some information back on an amendment. That amendment is now part of the legislation, so I asked today. The governor's office didn't respond, so it's still not clear where he stands.
And Brian, what's with this 10 video limit? How would they count that?
It's a great question. Who knows? I mean, right now I have a request that is pending with Milwaukee Police for 5 videos. There might be multiple officers involved. Maybe there's 2 for each video. Is that 10 videos, or is that one request? We don't really know. There's a lot of questions still to be considered and still to be determined. But of course, it all depends on whether or not the governor signs it in the first place.
Yeah, a lot of things to be considered, but the bill's already made it through the legislature. Who's supporting this? Is this Republicans, Democrats?
When it passed the Senate, it was mostly Republican support with a couple of Republicans against. It's more of a bipartisan. The Assembly passed it this week with almost unanimous support. I think there were 3 people who voted against. That's after the amendment was added that spells out some of the details. But that 3 people against, it was 2 Democrats voting against, 1 Republican. So generally bipartisan support. But again, this thing flew through pretty quickly. So a lot of the opponents to the bill said they didn't have time to even get their arguments in order, and it's already on the governor's desk.
And it seems strange because we have a lot of very legitimate questions about what does this mean, what would happen, and we might not know until this thing's already in place.
One thing we know, you see a lot of body camera videos on television. You could see a lot less if this passes in its current form. We'll see what happens.
Brian, thanks.
You got it.
Thanks, Brian.